I didn't cry when I asked my husband for a divorce. I didn't beg, didn't scream, didn't even raise my voice. Because after 5 years of being ignored, I already knew the answer. I was humiliated again today, I told him. He didn't even look up. Just said, "Stop overreacting." So I left, walked out into the rain. And the last thing I remember was headlights. When I opened my eyes again, I was in his body, and the man who never protected me was finally forced to live my life. I don't slam the papers. I place them down, carefully, deliberately, because if I slam them, I might shatter before the sound fades. Sign it, Henry. My voice doesn't shake. That's the only victory I have left. He doesn't look up. Not immediately. Of course he doesn't. His pen moves. Smooth. Controlled. Efficient. Like always. Numbers. Contracts. Profits. Everything that matters to him. Just not me. "I'm working," he says flatly. "We'll talk later." Later. That word again. Always later. I laugh. It slips out of me dry, cracked wrong. There's no later left. That makes him pause. Finally. His pen stills. Slowly, he lifts his eyes. Dark. Cold. Irritated. What is this now? I push the papers closer. Divorce. The word lands between us like something rotten. He stares at it. Then at me. Silence stretches. Heavy. Suffocating. Then. "Stop being childish, Kevin." Something inside me tears. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet rip. Like fabric worn too thin to hold anymore. I was humiliated again today. I say it simply. No anger. No tears. Just truth. Nothing. No reaction. He leans back slightly like I've mentioned the weather. "I told you," he says, tone clipped. "Don't get involved in unnecessary conflicts." My fingers curl against my palm. Unnecessary. I inhale slowly. She called me a gold digger. Still nothing. My plate was taken away in front of guests. His jaw tightens, just a fraction. But not enough. Never enough. Your mother laughed. That's when he looks annoyed. Actually annoyed. At me. My mother wouldn't do that. Silence. Absolute silence. I stare at him. Really stare. Searching. Begging. For anything. Doubt. Concern. Anger for me. Anything. There's nothing. And just like that, something inside me, "Let's go." I nod slowly. Right. My voice is softer now. Detached. That's what I thought. I take a step back. Then another. He notices that. Frowns slightly. "Kevin. I'm done." I cut him off. Clean. Sharp. That gets his attention. His gaze sharpens. "What?" "I'm done." I repeat, meeting his eyes. "With your family. With this house. With you." The last word hangs heavier than I expect. Even he feels it. His expression darkens. "Watch your tone." I almost laugh. Almost. "My tone." I whisper. "You ignored me for 5 years, Henry." His eyes flash. "I provided for you." There it is. I nod. "That's all you think love is, right?" His silence answers me. I step closer now. Close enough to smell him. That familiar scent. Cold, sharp, suffocatingly possessive. It used to make me feel safe. Now it just makes me tired. "I didn't marry your money," I say quietly. "I married you." He looks away first. A flicker. Small. But I see it. "You're overreacting," he mutters. And that's the final nail. I smile. And it feels like bleeding. "Then marry her." His head snaps back toward me. "What?" "That girl your mother likes so much." My voice is calm now. Too calm. "She'd make a better Omega, right?" His expression hardens instantly. "Don't be ridiculous." Am I? I tilt my head slightly. Because she seems very comfortable in this house. His silence stretches again. Tighter this time. Dangerous. "Sign the papers," I say. "I won't." The answer is immediate. Absolute. Something flickers in my chest. Hope. "No." "Stupid." "Why?" I ask. He stands up slowly. Tall. Imposing. "Alpha. You're my Omega." I freeze. There it is. Not "I love you." Not "stay." Just ownership. I laugh. This time it's louder. Broken. Ugly. "Then act like my alpha." The words rip out of me. Loud. Raw. Violent. Silence crashes down. We stare at each other. Breathing heavy. Like strangers. Like enemies. And in that moment, I realize something terrifying. I don't recognize this man anymore. "Sign it," I say one last time. No. That's it. No hesitation. No compromise. So I nod. Slowly. Accepting it. Then I'll leave. His expression shifts. Just slightly. Try. I hold his gaze. For a long moment. Then I turn. And walk away. This time. He doesn't stop me. The rain hits hard. Cold. Sharp. Unforgiving. I don't remember grabbing my coat. Or my phone. Or anything. I just walk. Each step feels lighter. Like something is falling off me. Piece by piece. 5 years. 5 years of waiting. Of hoping. Of convincing myself. He loves me, he just doesn't know how to show it. I stop. Right in the middle of the road. Rain soaking through my clothes. I'm tired. The words come out in a whisper. Barely audible. Even to me. Headlights flash in the distance. Bright. Blinding. A horn screams. I don't move. For a split second. I think of him. Would he care? The light rushes toward me. Impact. Darkness. Voices. Distant. Distorted. Critical condition. Blood loss. Call. Then silence. I wake up. Everything feels wrong. Heavy. Too heavy. My fingers twitch. Stronger than they should be. My breath catches. I open my eyes. White ceiling. Hospital. Cabin. That voice. I turn my head. Slowly. And I see. Myself. Standing beside the bed. No. Not standing. Looking down at me. Cold. Sharp. Familiar. Henry. In my body. My chest tightens. No. Not my chest. His. My hands. Larger. Stronger. Not mine. What? My voice comes out. Deep. Controlled. Not mine. Henry freezes. In my body. My eyes widen. Kevin. We stare at each other. And in that moment, we both understand. Something is very, very wrong. I don't breathe. I forget how. Because I'm standing in front of myself. And the person inside that body is staring at me like the world just cracked open beneath his feet. Kevin. My name. In my voice. But it's not mine anymore. I look down at my hands again. Long fingers. Veins sharp beneath the skin. Strength coiled in every movement. Henry's body. Henry's life. This isn't funny, he says. But my voice shakes. I've never heard myself sound like that. Not once. You think I'd joke about this? I shoot back. The words come out colder than I expect. Controlled. Measured. Like him. Silence crashes between us. Thick. Unstable. A nurse walks in. She doesn't notice anything wrong. Of course she doesn't. To her, Henry is Henry. Cavan is Cavan. Mr. Hale, she says to me. To him, you should rest. Mr. Hale. His name. His identity. His entire world. I turn my head slowly. Look at him. Lying in my body. Fragile. Pale. We need to talk, I say. His office feels different when I'm inside it. Too big. Too cold. To him. I sit behind his desk. The chair fits like it was always meant for me. That realization makes my stomach twist. He stands across from me. Restless. Tense. Eyes scanning everything like he's looking for an exit. Fix this, he says. Straight to the point. Of course. I lean back. Cross my arms. Fix it how? His jaw tightens. You're not funny. And you're not listening. The words slip out before I can stop them. He freezes. That hits him. I see it. Just for a second. Then it's gone. Replaced with irritation. Control. Familiar. This isn't the time for that, he mutters. I laugh. Soft. Bitter. When is the time, Henry? He doesn't answer. Of course he doesn't. Silence stretches again. But this time, it's different. Because now, I'm seeing him. From the outside. He looks tired. Not physically. Something deeper. Something I never noticed before. Or maybe, something I was never allowed to see. What do we do? He asks finally. I stare at him. Long. Hard. Live. His brows knit. What? We live like this, I say simply. Until we figure it out. That's not an option. It is now. He steps forward. Anger flashing. You think I can run my company like this? I tilt my head. Why not? That's your body. And that's your life. The words hit harder than I expect. Even for me. He goes still. For a moment. Just a moment. I see something crack in his expression. Then, he looks away. Fine, he says quietly. That's it. No argument. No resistance. Just acceptance. And somehow, that feels worse. Night falls too quickly. Or maybe I just don't notice time passing. His house. No. Our house. Feels unfamiliar now. I walk into his study. Something pulls me there. I don't know what. Maybe curiosity. Maybe instinct. Maybe the need to understand the man I married. The room is clean. Organized. Precise. Everything in its place. Just like him. I sit at his desk again. Open a drawer. Nothing unusual. Documents. Contracts. Files. Another drawer. Locked. I stare at it. I shouldn't. I do anyway. The key is in his coat pocket. Of course it is. Because he never thought I'd look. The lock clicks open. Inside. My breath stops. Photos. Stacks of them. All of me. Sleeping on the couch. Head resting on my arms. Hair messy. Mouth slightly open. Studying in the library. Focused. Unaware. Laughing. With someone else. My chest tightens at that one. There are more. So many more. Different days. Different places. Different versions of me. All taken without me knowing. My hands shake as I pick one up. Turn it over. A date. 2 years before we even started dating. I freeze. Another one. 3 years ago. Before my confession. Before anything. Henry. The name slips out like a breath. Like a question. Like something fragile breaking apart. I dig deeper. There's a small notebook. Hidden beneath the photos. I open it. Messy handwriting. Not like his usual clean, precise script. The first line hits me like a punch. He smiled at someone else today. My fingers tighten. Next page. I hate it. Another. Why does he look at them like that? Another. If he looks at me like that once, just once. My vision blurs. Page after page. Obsessive. Possessive. Desperate. I saw him talking to an alpha today. I wanted to drag him away. He said thank you to me. Just thank you. Why does it feel like everything? I think I'm losing control. I slam the notebook shut. My heart is racing. Too fast. Too loud. Since when? The question echoes in the empty room. Since when were you like this? Since when did you love me? Because this isn't indifference. This is obsession. This is everything I thought I wanted. So why does it feel like I'm suffocating? A memory hits me. Sharp. Sudden. University auditorium. Crowded. Loud. I'm standing on stage. Mic in hand. Heart pounding. I like you, Henry. Gasps ripple through the crowd. He stands there. Still. Unmoving. Everyone is watching him. Waiting. Waiting for him to reject me. He doesn't. Do what you want. That was his answer. Cold. Distant. Unclear. But not rejection. So I stayed. I chased. I convinced myself. He just doesn't know how to love. Back to present. I sink into his chair. The notebook still clutched in my hand. You idiot. My voice cracks. All this time, I thought I was the only one hurting. But he was drowning too. Just silently. And alone. The door opens behind me. I don't turn. I already know it's him. What are you doing? His voice is cautious. I hold up the notebook. Silence. Heavy. Dangerous. You weren't supposed to see that, he says quietly. I laugh. Soft. Broken. Yeah, I whisper. I wasn't supposed to see a lot of things. He doesn't respond. I turn slowly. Look at him. Really look at him. You love me like this? His eyes darken. It doesn't matter. It does. No, it doesn't. His voice sharpens. It changes nothing. I stand up. Step closer. It changes everything. He shakes his head. Almost frustrated. You still asked for a divorce. The words hit. Hard. Because he's right. I did. Because I thought you didn't love me, I say quietly. Silence. His hands clench at his sides. I did, he mutters. I stare at him. Then why didn't you say it? He looks at me. Like I just asked him something impossible. I showed it. I laugh again. But this time, there's no humor in it. No, I whisper. You hit it. That lands. And for the first time, Henry has no answer. I wake up to pain. Not sharp. Not sudden. Just constant. It sits in my bones. Heavy. Unrelenting. Like something has been pressing down on this body for years, and it never stopped. A weak sound slips out of my throat. I freeze. That voice. Soft. Fragile. Nothing like mine. Right. Not mine. Cavan's. I force my eyes open. White ceiling. Hospital. Again. For a second, I almost think it was a nightmare. That I'll turn my head and see him sitting there, glaring at me for being dramatic. But when I move, everything feels wrong. Light. Weak. Empty. My hand lifts. Slow. Unsteady. Too small. Too thin. My chest tightens. Kevin. The name comes out like a question. Like something I don't deserve to say. The door opens. And just like that, the illusion shatters. Well, look who finally woke up. Her voice is sweet. Too sweet. I turn my head. And there she is. My stepmother. She looks at me. No. At this body. With thinly veiled disgust. You're alive, she says, like it's mildly inconvenient. Something in my chest stirs. I don't recognize it at first. Then it hits. Anger. Cold. Sharp. Explosive. But when I try to sit up, my body trembles. Weak. Pathetic. Her lips curl slightly. Oh, planning to run already. I clench my jaw. Watch your tone, I snap. The words come out, but they carry no weight. No authority. No power. She laughs. Actually laughs. Tone, she repeats, amused. You think you have the right to talk back? Silence slams into me. I've heard those words before, but never like this. Never directed at me. My fingers tighten against the bedsheet. What did you just say? Her eyes sharpen. Then, she steps closer. Slow. Deliberate. You really think you deserve Henry? The question lands like a slap. I stare at her. And suddenly, I understand. This isn't new. This isn't a one-time thing. This is routine. Daily. Constant. Answer me, she presses. My throat feels tight, because for the first time, I don't have an answer. The days after that blur together, but not in a soft way, not in a forgettable way. Every moment burns itself into me. I return to the house. My house. No, not mine. The door opens. No one greets me. No one even looks at me. Servants pass by like I don't exist. One bumps into my shoulder. Doesn't apologize. I stop walking. Turn. Watch where you're going. My voice is firm. Controlled. They glance at me. Then look away. And keep walking. Like I said nothing. Like I am nothing. Dinner. I sit at the table. Alone. The food is already cold. Of course it is. I stare at it. This is what he ate. Every day? The door opens. She walks in. Followed by that girl. The one they wanted me to marry. She smiles when she sees me. Sweet. Polite. Fake. Oh, you're eating already? She says. I don't respond. I just watch them. They sit. Close. Comfortable. Like this is their home. Like I'm the outsider. I heard you caused quite the scene, she continues lightly. Still no response. Her smile widens. You should really know your place. My hand tightens around the fork. My instincts scream. Alpha. Dominance. Authority. But this body. This Omega body. It doesn't respond the same way. No overwhelming pressure. No instinctive submission from others. Nothing. Just weakness. Eat properly, my stepmother says suddenly. Before I can react, her hand moves, and hot tea spills across my arm. I flinch. The burn hits instantly. Sharp. Blazing. Oh dear, she says, not sounding sorry at all. Accidents happen. The girl laughs softly. I stare at the red mark forming on my skin. Breathing slow. Controlled. Because if I lose control, what can I even do? This body can't fight. Can't dominate. Can't command. It can only endure. Why? I ask quietly. They both pause. My voice sounds different. Lower. Darker. Why do you treat him like this? Silence. Then, they laugh. Actually laugh. Because he deserves it, the girl says simply. My chest tightens. He trapped Henry, she continues. Used his Omega status to climb into this family. I stare at her. And you believe that? I ask. She tilts her head. Smiling. Does it matter? That night, I don't sleep. I sit on the edge of the bed, staring at my hands. Kevin's hands. How did you survive this? The question breaks out of me. Raw. Unfiltered. Because this constant humiliation, this suffocating environment, it eats at you. Slowly. Relentlessly. And he endured it. For 5 years. 5 years. While I told him, it's just family matters. My chest tightens painfully. I press a hand against it. Idiot. The word comes out hoarse. But I don't know who I'm talking about anymore. Him. Or me. Another day. Another meal. Another insult. I heard Omegas like you trap alphas during heat, the girl says casually. My fingers freeze midair. Heat. The word alone. Something in this body reacts. A faint warmth. Deep. Unsettling. I swallow. Careful. I say quietly. She leans forward, smiling wider. Or what? Silence. Because again, I have no answer. That's when it finally breaks. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet collapse inside my chest. Because I realize something terrifying. If I had stayed like this, if I had lived this life, I wouldn't have lasted. Not 5 years. Not even one. That night, I sit alone. And for the first time in years, I cry. Not out of weakness. Not out of frustration. But out of something far worse. Regret. I left you alone. My voice cracks. In this, silence answers me. Because he's not here. And for the first time, I understand exactly what that feels like. I don't remember sitting down. But I'm in his chair again. His office. His world. And it finally makes sense why everything here feels so controlled. Because if he stopped controlling things, even for a second, he would have fallen apart. The city stretches outside the glass walls. Cold. Distant. Untouchable. Just like him. I lean back slowly, fingers brushing the edge of his desk. Everything is sharp. Precise. Perfect. No room for mistakes. No room for emotions. So this is where you hid. The words slip out quietly. Because now I see it. This wasn't just work. It was escape. A knock on the door. Enter. The voice that comes out. Steady. Calm. Completely different from the chaos inside me. His assistant walks in. Professional. Polite. Sir, the meeting is in 10 minutes. I blink. Meeting? Right. His life doesn't stop just because mine broke. Cancel it. She freezes. I'm not in the mood. The words come out sharp. Colder than I expect. Her eyes widen, just slightly. Then she nods quickly. Understood, Mr. Hale. And just like that, it's done. No arguments. No resistance. No humiliation. Just obedience. My fingers tighten against the desk. So this is what power feels like. And suddenly, I remember something. I was bullied today. My own voice. From the past. Small. Careful. Henry didn't even look up from his laptop. Handle it yourself. My chest tightens. Another memory. Your mother said I don't belong here. A pause. A sigh. You misunderstood her. I let out a slow breath. Back then, I thought he didn't care. That I just wasn't important enough. Now, I close my eyes and replay it again. But this time, I'm not standing in my own body. I'm standing in his. I was bullied today. I see it now. He did pause. Just for a second. His fingers stilled over the keyboard. Then, they started moving again. Faster. Harder. Handle it yourself. Not careless. Not indifferent. Avoiding. I open my eyes slowly. You didn't know how to face it. The realization settles in heavy. Because for him, this was normal. This family. This behavior. This quiet cruelty dressed as discipline. He grew up in it, so he didn't see it as abuse. He saw it as nothing. Another memory crashes in. They humiliated me in front of guests. I remember standing there, hands shaking, heart racing. He sat across the room, silent, watching. I told you not to overreact. Back then, that broke me. Now, I see something else. His hand, clenched into a fist. So tight his knuckles turned white. Hidden beneath the table. His scent, sharp, unstable. I didn't notice it then. Or maybe, I didn't understand it. You were angry. I whisper. But not at them. At yourself. For not doing anything. I stand up abruptly. The room suddenly feels too small. Too tight. I walk toward the bookshelf. Something pulls me there. There's a file. Hidden behind a row of documents. Unlabeled. Of course it is. I pull it out. Open it. My breath catches. Contracts. Financial reports. Business plans. A company. Not Hale Group. Something else. Smaller. Independent. Built from scratch. I flip through the pages. Faster now. My name. My name is everywhere. Ownership structure. Future transfer agreements. My hands start to shake. What is this? I read the date. Years ago. Before we got married. Before everything. A memory surfaces. Soft. Faint. I want to start my own business one day. I remember saying it casually. Laughing a little. I don't want to rely on anyone. Back to present. My grip tightens on the file. You remembered that? Another document slips out. A note. Handwritten. Messy. Unlike his usual writing. Omega members cannot inherit or work in the family company. Below it. So I'll build one for him. My vision blurs. I read the next line. Something that belongs to him. My chest tightens painfully. Because suddenly, everything makes sense. The long nights. The endless work. The distance. He wasn't just building his future. He was building mine. You idiot. The words break out of me. Because he never said it. Not once. Not when I cried. Not when I begged. Not when I was breaking apart right in front of him. He just worked, built, planned, loved me, in silence, in the worst possible way. The door opens. I don't turn. I don't need to. You found it. His voice. Careful. Tense. I tighten my grip on the file. This was for me? Silence. Then. Yes. No hesitation. No denial. Just truth. I turn slowly. Look at him. Standing there. In my body. Bruised. Tired. Different. Why didn't you tell me? He looks away. It wasn't ready. That's not what I asked. Silence. His hands clench at his sides. You wouldn't have understood. I let out a hollow laugh. You're right. I take a step closer. I didn't understand anything. Another step. Because you never told me anything. He flinches. Just slightly. That small movement. Hurts more than anything. I thought you didn't care, I say quietly. He shakes his head. Quick. Immediate. I did. Then why did you leave me alone? The question lands heavy. Because this time, he doesn't have an answer. Silence stretches. Painful. Unavoidable. I thought, he starts then stops. I wait. I thought if I gave you enough. His voice is low now. Unsteady. You wouldn't need anything else. My chest tightens. Money. Security. A future. Everything. Except himself. I needed you. The words come out barely above a whisper. But they hit harder than anything I've said before. He goes still. I know. And for the first time, he sounds like he actually understands it. I close my eyes. Because now, I see everything. His love. My pain. His silence. My loneliness. Two people. Standing right next to each other. And still, completely alone. When this ends, I say quietly. He looks at me. I open my eyes. Meet his gaze. Things are going to change. Silence. Then, a slow nod. They will. For the first time. I believe him. But belief isn't the same as trust. I wake up, and everything feels right. Not better. Not lighter. Just right. My body is mine again. I sit up slowly. Heart pounding. Hands trembling. I know. Before I even see him. I know. The door opens. And there he is. Henry. In his own body. For a moment, we just stare at each other. No confusion. No panic. Just understanding. You're back, I say. He nods once. Slow. Controlled. But his eyes. They're different. Not cold. Not distant. Heavy. So are you. Silence settles between us. But it's not the same silence as before. Before it was empty. Now, it's full. Of everything we didn't say. Everything we didn't see. Everything we didn't understand. I swing my legs off the bed. Stand up. He doesn't stop me. But I feel it. His gaze. Locked on me. Watching. Tracking. Like he's afraid. If he looks away, I'll disappear. We need to go home, he says. Home. The word feels wrong. But I nod anyway. Because this isn't something we can fix in private. The house looks the same. Cold. Perfect. Untouched. But the moment we step inside, something shifts. Servants freeze. His stepmother turns. And for the first time, I see it. The difference. Because now, Henry is standing beside me. Not distant. Not silent. Here. Present. You're back early, she says, smiling. Fake. Sweet. Her eyes slide toward me. That same look. Disgust. Contempt. Familiar. But this time, Henry steps forward. Slow. Deliberate. And suddenly, the entire room feels heavier. His presence presses down on everything. Alpha. Dominant. Unavoidable. Apologize. The word cuts through the air. She freezes. What? I said apologize. His voice is calm. Too calm. Dangerously calm. Silence crashes down. Henry, she laughs lightly. What are you talking about? He doesn't look at her. He looks at me. And for a second, everything else disappears. For 5 years, he says quietly. My chest tightens. I left him alone. Each word lands heavier than the last. In this house, his scent sharpens. Dark. Unstable. And you. Now he looks at her. Made his life hell. The smile on her face cracks. You're exaggerating. I lived it. The words slam into the room. Everyone freezes. Because there's no doubt in his voice. No hesitation. Only truth. Apologize, he repeats. This time, it's not a request. It's a command. She stiffens. I'm your mother. You're nothing of the sort. The words hit like a slap. Silence. Dead silence. Even the servants stop breathing. You don't get to call yourself that, he continues coldly. Not after what you've done. Her face twists. You're choosing him over your family? He doesn't hesitate. Yes. The answer is immediate. Absolute. And something inside my chest tightens painfully. Because 5 years ago, he wouldn't have said that. Not like this. Not for me. The girl steps forward, trying to salvage something. Henry, this is just a misunderstanding. He turns his head slightly. And the look he gives her. It's enough to shut her up instantly. If you're so desperate to marry into this family. His voice is calm again. Almost conversational. I have a 50-year-old uncle. Silence. He's widowed. Her face drains of color. You'd be perfect for him. The insult lands. Sharp. Precise. Final. She steps back. Humiliated. Shaken. For the first time, I see her break. But Henry doesn't look at her again. He looks at me. And this time, there's no distance. No walls. Just him. Cavan. My name sounds different in his voice now. Softer. Careful. Like something fragile. Something he's afraid to lose. He steps closer. Then, before I can react, he kneels. My breath catches. What are you doing? My voice comes out sharper than I intend. Because this is Henry. He doesn't kneel. Not for anyone. But he does now. For me. I was wrong. The words are quiet. But they hit harder than anything else he's said. I left you alone. His head lowers slightly. In a place that hurt you. My chest tightens painfully. Because I've waited for this. For so long. And now that it's here. It doesn't fix everything. It doesn't erase the past. But it matters. I thought. He exhales slowly. I thought if I gave you everything. His hands tighten slightly. You wouldn't feel the absence. I swallow hard. Because I know exactly what he means. But I was wrong. He lifts his head. And meets my eyes. I failed you. Silence. Heavy. Real. I step closer. He doesn't move. Doesn't look away. Doesn't try to defend himself. You did. The words come out steady. Honest. Because this isn't something I can soften. But, I take a slow breath. This is your last chance. His eyes sharpen. Focused. Listening. If it happens again. I crouch slightly. So we're at the same level. If I ever feel like that again. My voice drops. I'll leave. Silence. Not dramatic. Not explosive. Just. Final. And next time. I hold his gaze. I won't come back. His breath catches. Just for a second. Then. He nods. It won't happen again. I study him. Carefully. Because I've heard promises before. But this time. I've seen him break. And that changes things. Okay. The word feels small. But it carries everything. We don't stay. Not in that house. Not in that life. A new place. Smaller. Quieter. Ours. I stand in the living room. Still. Taking it in. No tension. No cold stares. No suffocating silence. Just. Peace. Cavan. I turn. Henry stands behind me. Holding a file. He walks over. Hands it to me. What's this? Open it. I do. And my breath stops. The company. The one I found. But now. Complete. Finished. Ready. Ownership papers. My name. Everywhere. Henry. My voice falters. It's yours. No hesitation. No conditions. I built it for you. My grip tightens on the file. Because suddenly, everything feels too much. Too heavy. Too real. You said you wanted something of your own. His voice softens. So I made sure you'd have it. I look at him. Really look at him. This man. This stubborn. Emotionally incompetent. Ridiculously devoted man. You're an idiot. The words come out quietly. But there's no anger in them anymore. I know. Silence. Then. I'll try again. His eyes widen slightly. With you. Something shifts in his expression. Not relief. Not happiness. Something deeper. This time. I step closer. Don't make me regret it. He reaches for my hand. Carefully. like he's asking permission. I don't pull away. His fingers tighten slightly. Grounding. Certain. I won't. This time. I believe him. Extra chapter. This time, stay with me. Morning light spills softly across the room. Quiet. Warm. I sit on the edge of the bed, hands resting over my stomach. Henry. He looks up instantly. Always does now. What's wrong? I take his hand. Place it gently. We're having a baby. Silence. Then, his scent explodes. Warm. Overwhelming. Protective. His hand tightens. Say that again. I smile slightly. We're having a baby. He pulls me into his arms. Tight. Careful. Like I might break. I won't fail you again. His voice is low. Certain. I close my eyes. Because this time, I believe him. And this time, I stay. The end.